Haku stood in that video package, holding a staff, and delivered one sentence that changed everything about where this story's headed. "Don't forget who you are. You are the sons of Haku. Now go and make them fear us again." That wasn't a pep talk. That was a declaration of war, and Solo Sikoa's name is written all over it. Welcome back to WrestlingCannva. Let's break down exactly what Haku said, why his return changes the entire calculation for Solo Sikoa, and why so many fans believe an ambush is coming that WWE hasn't shown us yet. Go back to June 26th. Tama and Talla officially walked out on Sikoa during SmackDown. A week after his interference cost them their WWE Tag Team Championship match against Damian Priest and R-Truth. They told him directly they'd heard from the family's elders and were done. Sikoa tried arguing they couldn't just leave. Their answer was final. They already had. Sikoa didn't take that quietly. He turned to LA Knight that same night, admitting he hated both the Bloodline and his own family, pitching an alliance to take everyone out, including Jacob Fatu, the Usos, and Roman Reigns himself. Knight turned him down flat, saying he couldn't trust Sikoa not to eventually crawl back to the family the same way the Usos once did. Here's what makes this so significant. When Tama and Talla mentioned the elders back in June, WWE never showed us who they actually meant. That changed on July 31st, one day before SummerSlam, when Haku himself appeared in a pre-taped promo alongside his sons. Holding a staff, he reminded them of exactly who they are, closing with that direct order to make the locker room fear the family name again. Haku isn't blood-related to the Anoa'i lineage, but he's long been treated as part of the extended family, called Uncle by The Rock himself. WWE stopped short of formally naming him a manager, but the framing of that promo and the marching orders he handed down point directly toward him stepping into a genuine mentor role as MFT enters its next chapter. Think about what Sikoa actually represents to this new version of MFT. He's the man Tama and Talla walked away from, specifically because his obsession with tearing down the Bloodline was dragging them into a war they didn't sign up for. Now that Haku's taken over as the guiding hand behind the group, making them fear us again isn't a vague statement. It's pointed directly at everyone who's disrespected the family recently, and nobody fits that description more than the man who used to lead them and got publicly rejected by his own crew on national television. If you want every update on this story as it develops, tap subscribe. I'm tracking it closely. Since the breakup, Sikoa's continued sabotaging Bloodline business at every turn, crashing Raw to help LA Knight beat Jimmy Uso, refusing to stay out of anyone's business even after his own group abandoned him. That relentless interference has made him a genuine thorn in the side of both the reunited Bloodline and his former MFT brothers simultaneously. He's earned enemies on every single side of this war at once. Haku's entire promo was framed around instilling fear, not politely settling old business. That kind of directive doesn't usually play out as a scheduled, sanctioned match. It plays out as exactly what the title suggests, a brutal, unprovoked strike that sends a message far louder than any win inside the ropes ever could. With Tama and Talla now operating under Haku's direct guidance rather than Sikoa's, and with real motivation to prove they're a bigger threat without him, jumping their former leader backstage would be the exact kind of statement this new chapter needs. If something like this does happen, it would mark the definitive end of any lingering connection between Sikoa and his former group. It would also send a direct message to the reunited bloodline of Roman Reigns, Jimmy, and Jay, proving MFT under Haku's leadership isn't just rebuilding, it's actively hunting for targets to re-establish its reputation before the numbers game at events like War Games or Survivor Series even comes into play. Now here's the honest part. As of right now, MFT has not actually attacked Solo Sikoa, and this hasn't been confirmed anywhere by WWE. But given Haku's real, on-screen directive to make people fear the family name again, and given how much unfinished business still sits between Sikoa and his former group, this remains one of the most plausible directions this story could take in the coming weeks. Do you think Haku and MFT eventually turn their attention towards Solo Sikoa? Tell me your prediction in the comments. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.